Good morning. Come on, they told me this is the 13th annual Caring Force Rally. We could be louder than that, I think. Good morning. Oh, wow. There we go. Thank you. Welcome to the State House. My name is Bill Jelinek. I'm the President and CEO of the Providers Council. It's my honor to be joining our Caring Force Committee Chair, Stephanie Steed, to co-host this event today. And I'm thrilled to be joining all of you, our Caring Force members, to get this rally started. We launched the Caring Force in 2011 with the goal of empowering people, strengthening human services. And as I look around this room today, I'm inspired by your attendance, your enthusiasm, your advocacy, and your support of more funding for human services, for salaries for workers who fill 160,000 jobs across the state, serving hundreds of thousands of residents. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Thanks to all of you, our Providers Council members, for being ready to rally. This organization, supported by an incredible board of directors, including our board chair, Shahir Mustafa, who I saw he's back over that way somewhere. Will board members wave or just take a minute to stand up if you're sitting, or wave to be recognized? Craig, I see you. I see other board members around. Thanks so much. I also want to thank our wonderful legislators who are here in attendance to rally with us. We really appreciate all of your attendance, and I'm getting the list right now. We have an aide for Representative Kane, an aide for Representative Howard, Director of Communications for Senator Lovely, of course, State Rep Wong, I saw in the back. Thank you, State Representative, for being here. I saw Representative Dom. I don't know if she signed in because she snuck right by me. Where's Representative Dom? There she is in the back. Representative Ouellette, aide for Representative Gonzalez, and two aides for Representative Gonzalez. So if you're here and you only sent one aide, have the other one come down too. But thank you to all of our legislators, their aides, and others for being here today. Please give them a round of applause. We want to know who else is in the room, though. Certainly those folks I called out. But if you're joining us for the first time, if this is your first Caring Force rally, would you clap your hands, cheer, make some noise, wave your hands if it's first rally? A lot of first-timers. Thank you. Welcome to the State House. And there's a lot of familiar faces, too. So if this is not your first Caring Force rally, you should cheer, make some noise, and wave your hands, too. Yeah, all right. Good crowd, about half and half. As you may know this year, we just started doing last year regional rallies, bringing the Caring Force really across the state to not only meet you at the State House, but meet you in the communities where you live. We were in Peabody, we were in Taunton, Framingham, Westfield, and Worcester last year doing a lot of regional rallies. We had so much fun, we decided to continue it. This year, we've been in Pittsfield, Taunton, and Worcester, and we're planning more regional rallies. We're going to be there in Framingham, Haverhill, Westfield, Metro Boston, and the South Coast. If you've been to a regional rally or you're planning on it, would you make some noise and let us know you've been to those regional rallies? Thank you. So we appreciate everyone joining us today to help advocate for, as I said, more funding for human services workers and more funding for human services programs. Those are critically, critically important. Stephanie, in just a minute, is going to get into our specific asks, but I just wanted to do some light housekeeping first. A little later on, we're also going to honor two Caring Bear Award winners, our Legislators of the Year, and we might hear from a special friend who's gotten a Caring Bear Award in the past. So before I introduce Stephanie, I just want to do two bits of light housekeeping. I'm sure many of you in the room have cell phones. I'm just asking you, don't turn your phones off. We want you to take pictures. We want you to share on social media. Just tag the Caring Force. But please put them on silent. As you can tell, noise really travels in this room, so please put your phones on silent. And if you need to take a call, please just step outside into the hall. If you need a little more space, you can certainly find some outside. There is an overflow room. We also have more space at the end of the hall. So if folks are over here and you're feeling too crowded, you can come out this door, back in that one, and over to the other side. And finally, when the program concludes, we really hope you'll visit your elected officials. We're here today in the house with the gold dome, but it's the people's house. And you need to go to your legislators and tell them why this funding is so critically important to you. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to pass the mic to Stephanie Steed. Stephanie is the president and CEO of 18 Degrees in Western Massachusetts. She became the chair of the Caring Force Committee last year, and she's emceeing today. Let's welcome Stephanie Steed.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for that warm welcome. Oh, can you hear me now? All right, I feel like a commercial. But thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. And it is an incredible sight. It is truly inspiring to see all of the gold t-shirts around, all of us gathered here today for the 13th annual Caring Force Rally. Thanks for showing up. We're so proud of you and so proud to come together. We are united together, not just as human service professionals, but as the advocates for the individuals and families whose lives we touch through our collective efforts and service. This rally serves as a powerful reminder of the meaningful impact we make across Massachusetts. As Bill mentioned, we are part of a collective 160,000 committed workers who have essential roles in adding to the state's economy and the social fabric of our neighborhoods. Remember, we are essential. We serve 1 in 10 residents in Massachusetts, providing essential services while adapting to the evolving needs of our communities. Our strong connection to community is rooted in the fact that many of us live where we work, allowing us to stay attuned to the specific challenges faced by our neighbors. This lived experience is fundamental and grounds our work in the common realities of the Commonwealth and the diverse communities throughout. By ensuring that a wide range of voices are heard and valued, we enhance the cultural responsiveness of our human service workforce. The diverse makeup of our workforce not only broadens our understanding of community and its needs, but it also enriches our ability to deliver care that is both effective and responsive. Our commitment to inclusivity strengthens our service and fosters a deeper appreciation for the unique perceptions within our communities. While prioritizing community representation is important, it does not erase disparities within the human service sector. Rather, it fuels our determination to advocate for change and dismantle the inequalities that continue to affect so many of us. We must champion access, opportunity, well-being, and a sense of belonging for all, not just today, but throughout the year. By advancing wage equity for human service workers and supporting human service professionals through loan repayment, we can create a more just and equitable environment for everyone involved. Now, please join me in welcoming someone whose story is a true testament of resilience, growth, and the power of giving back. Rosalee Sanchez has gone from being a youth in care to becoming a dedicated residential manager at NFI, where she now supports young people walking a path where she once knew firsthand. Her journey is both inspiring and deeply personal. And today she shares not only her experiences, but a powerful call for change in the system she continues to serve in. And she serves with heart and purpose. So let's welcome Rosalee Sanchez.
Good morning. My name is Rosalee Sanchez. I have been employed with NFI for 4 years and currently working in one of our emergency residence group home for youth. At a time like this, I always think to myself, who would have thought I'd been working for a company I was once in as a youth? Who would have thought I would make it this far? Who would have thought I ever become a residential manager? I sometimes chuckle when people ask what I do for work. They always hit me with the, how does it feel to be on the other side, or how do you do it? My response is, how couldn't I? It's such a great feeling being able to make an impact on the youth's lives. One of the saddest but most common situation I saw as a youth was when someone I built a strong connection with left their work for often a better pay. As a youth in care, we go from having a daily routine and seeing someone on the regular to an empty feeling. Yes, there are boundaries between us and staff. In reality, it is a staff who makes the greatest impact on our lives. Each staff spends at least 40 hours a week with the youth, often much more because the wages are not attractive enough to fill all the positions. But the programs always need to have minimum number of staff to make sure the youth are safe. Staff go from teaching us, spending time with us, always showing up no matter what, through the hard, the sad, the anger, seeing us at our highest and our lowest, and not once ever making us feel judged. Some people may ask, why did I choose this field after my time in group homes? You would think I would be trying to get far, far away from it. The way I was treated with companion and cared for made me want to do it for others, to pay it forward and hopefully inspire other young people that might find themselves in the same boat I was once in. To this day, I am still in contact with one of the staff who made the greatest impact in my life, and that was almost 10 years ago today. She's the main reason why I do what I do today. Some youth that come across NFI still call us to update us about their life, to tell us and let us know how thankful they are to be in our programs. Now that I'm on the other side as someone who works in the field, I still see my coworkers needing to leave for better paying jobs when they love their work. One of the toughest challenges I think we as caregivers have is our low wages. Outsiders will never understand the type of work we do, and that's why I think we often go unnoticed. We are beyond essential workers. Some workers like me really do love our job, but that does not mean I want to spend more of my time working just to make ends meet financially. Some weeks I think to myself, wow, this month I was at work more than I was at home with my own children. Yes, during my time in NFI, we've been slowly increasing the hourly wages, but even with the bump in pay, it's not enough to counteract the stress done by years of underfunding. It's stressful to constantly worry about our own financial stability and being able to provide for our own families while working the job we love the most. All the human service workers in this room know exactly what I'm talking about. It is hard work, but it's also so satisfying to be able to change lives. We all need to advocate for a livable wage so the kids we care for can have the staff who love what they do stay with them for the long haul. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosalee, for that message and for all the work that you do. It truly is inspiring, and thank you for sharing your story. I know it was hard for some of you to hear, but you can rest assured that she's doing great work and she's doing great things. So regardless of what you heard, know that she's representing the human service sector well. So now it's an honor for me to introduce a speaker whose passion for service is matched only by his commitment to community and justice. Jawaan Kellam is a clinician, a father, a husband, and a powerful advocate for equity in the human services fields. From his early days as a summer camp counselor in Syracuse to his current work with the Home for Little Wanderers in Boston, Jawaan has dedicated his life to serving others, especially in the community too often overlooked. Today, he speaks not just as a professional, but as a voice of many of the frontline workers carrying the weight of this essential work while fighting to stay afloat. Let's welcome Jawaan.
Good morning. My name is Jawaan Kellam, and I am a licensed clinical social worker at the Children's Community Support Collaborative at the Home for Little Wanderers. Standing here today at the Massachusetts State House seems almost like impossible, or I couldn't imagine, but something I was built for. I'm just a kid from Syracuse, New York, who got his first job as a camp counselor in DeWitt, Syracuse summer camp. This job taught me leadership, services, and showing up for others. Years later, I graduated from Alabama State University, one of the finest HBCUs in the country, with a criminal justice degree and a concentration in juvenile justice. That foundation led me to outreach work and brought me to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. For the past 10 years, I've worked at the Home for Little Wanderers in the Children's Community Support Collaborative, serving communities across Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, and Hyde Park. At the home, the people we serve matter, but also the people that are serving them matter as well. But I don't just stand here today as a clinician. I stand here as a black male. I stand here as a therapist, husband, father of 3 beautiful girls, and I'm committed to healing both my family as well as my community. Now, let's talk realities. America is facing some very dark and heavy times. Our communities are hurting, our Commonwealth is hurting, and our country is hurting. From past traumas and present pains, we can easily turn on our TV and social media and see the struggles that our country is facing. But people ask, what is the answer? And I said the answer is everyone that is in this room. We are the answer. Human service workers are the bridge from breakdown to breakthrough. But we're being asked to do life-changing work while being crushed under student loans, juggling 2 jobs, and barely scraping by. Right now, I carry $93,456.98 in student loan debt. That cost I've paid to earn a bachelor's, a master's, and different certifications that empowered me to be able to serve others. And that's not even account what I already paid off. But this isn't about numbers. This number is a weight that I carry into my sessions, into every home visit, into every act of service. And now I know that I'm not alone as I stand here today. Many of us go into this field, those called to give back, and are burdened by the very system that's trained to help us. We're losing great workers every day, not because they don't care, but because they can't afford to stay in the communities that they live in. This is why we need the livable wage bill and the student loan repayment bill. These aren't favors, these are fuel for our workforce to keep going. The livable wage bill would allow us to live in the communities that we serve. The loan repayment bill would allow us to bring relief to those who've sacrificed to give back to others. And to our legislators, I'm asking you to invest in us, not just as workers, but as people. We don't need applause, we need action. As a black man in this field, I know what it is for young boys to look at me and say, he understands me. I know what it means to walk into a home and be in the first clinician that a family has ever trusted. Representation isn't a trend, it's a necessity. And I'll end with this quote from June Jordan. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Let's stop waiting. Let's get these bills passed. Let's give back to our communities. Let's give back to our Commonwealth and to our country the much healing that it deserves and give our workforce the dignity we've earned. Thank you.
In case you haven't gotten the message, you're hearing how essential we are, right? We are essential. And thank you so much for sharing your message and your story. Appreciate that. Well, we're going to go forward a little bit, and we'll hear next from a few folks from Western Mass, Jill, Myah, and Asharia, who are part of the 18 Degrees Youth Advisory Council. So I have got a little bit of a bias in hearing their story. Jillian, Myah, and Asharia have each faced real challenges, including homelessness, family separation, anxiety, and personal loss. And yet, through programs and services offered at 18 Degrees, they found support, purpose, and strength. Please help me welcoming Jillian, Myah, and Asharia.
Hi, my name is Jillian. I started with Pittsfield Community Connection, also known as PCC, over 5.5 years ago when I was 13 and now I'm 18. This program has helped me through so much, overcoming my anxiety, school. They've helped me get my license. They helped me with getting my license, and they also helped me get resources for me and my daughter. They have helped me through my pregnancy, throughout my pregnancy. They are such a big support. Wrong part. They are such a big part of my life that have been one of the biggest supports. They have given me coping skills and so much more. And I am so thankful for all of my workers and what they have done for me and also motivating me and believing in me. They also have gotten me into a culinary program where I've received my food handler's certificate. They are in the process of helping me get an apartment with my daughter. They've helped me get my car and so much more. I wish I could say everything I wanted to say, but I don't have enough time to do that. But I do have the time to say I'm so grateful for the relationships I've built in this program. Thank you so much for being a big part of my life and helping me through everything. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Myah House. I'm 25. I recently graduated from 18 Degrees Gun Violence Prevention Program. I wanted to first start off by saying thank you for the opportunity to share my experience and demonstrate how important programs like 18 Degrees really are needed in our communities. I was involved for about 4 years. At first, I was reluctant to join because I don't like asking for help, but staff were so welcoming and understanding. I walked in and told myself I'd give them a shot. I was struggling mentally, financially, and hanging around the wrong people, on the verge of losing everything, including myself. I don't think I'd be here today if it wasn't for the family I made through 18 Degrees. The support, the guidance, and encouragement I received at a level I never expected, they didn't just give me advice or support, they walked me through it. They were there every step of the way. For example, I attended social and emotional groups around self-care, healthy relationships, in addition having access to a behavioral health clinician when there was a deeper level in need of support. The ability to be vulnerable without judgment provided a space to make mistakes and develop myself as an individual, which led me to finding myself and changing my mindset. They invested time in helping and caring on top of trying to get outside resources like boxing and gym memberships, which was another outlet outside of them. Today, I've been able to maintain a full-time job with a vision of where I want to go next. I bought a car, I've improved my credit score, I've gained confidence. I have a positive outlook on life, just to name a few. As a result, in my experience after a year, I expressed to my younger sister, Asharia, that this program would help her. I will let her share her experience next. Thank you again for this opportunity, and thank you for the family at 18 Degrees for always supporting me and believing in me.
My name's Asharia Supreme. I've been a part of 18 Degrees for about 3 years now. I'm currently 22. Before I got into the program, I ended up getting a fight with one of my family members who I'm standing next to today, and due to that fact or the incident, our relationship stopped. And I wasn't able to see my nephew after that. I ended up homeless, hopeless, and got into addiction and hanging around the people I shouldn't have. Thankfully, I overcame that. I thought I had nothing in life. Being in 18 Degrees, they helped me do things I needed to get. And that includes my relationship back with my sister and to be around my nephew again. When I first started, my case manager was Susie. She made the biggest impact on me. Sadly, she isn't part of the program anymore. She gave me the courage to go for what I needed and wanted and also get my relationship back. I ended up getting a full-time job 2 weeks after I found out my father passed away. I wanted to give up on life afterwards. She gave me the courage to keep going. 18 Degrees makes me feel like I have a safe person I can go to, maybe I don't want to talk about these things to my family members because I might feel like I'd get judged. Being in the program encouraged me to move out and live on my own, and I now do so now. 18 Degrees has given me so many opportunities, which includes being able to be a part of their first youth committee, being in a culinary program, and also being able to get my Serve Safe for food handling. I just want to thank 18 Degrees for helping me to be the person I am today. Without them by my side, I don't think I'd be standing here today because, in a way, they honestly saved my life.
Thank you, Myah. Thank you, Asharia. And thank you, Jill, for sharing your powerful stories with us today. We're happy to have you here with us today, and really I'm happy to have you as part of the 18 Degrees family. And thank you, all of you, the Caring Force members in attendance today, and for your support. We want to make sure that we give a special round of applause to all of our speakers. Rosalee, Jawaan, thank you so much. Myah. Asharia. And Jill. And now I get to turn it over to Bill.
Thanks so much. Just want to call out a couple more representatives who are here. I saw Chris Worrell. I'm not sure if Representative Worrell is still over there. I think he left, but let's give him applause. Representative John Marcy is right here. John, thanks for being here. Representative, appreciate it. Thanks to so many representatives and aides for coming down. If I'm missing you, I apologize. They'll give me a new list, and we'll make sure we get you. Right now, we're going to talk just a little bit about the rally that we're going to be doing, and we're very excited to introduce our next presenter. I think she's here, and she's about to be here. So it's my honor to introduce someone who's been a champion for human services and the Caring Force, and that's our Senate President, Karen Spilka. But we'll hear from her in just a minute, so hold your applause. I do want to present a Caring Bear Award to Representative Lindsay Sabadosa, and to do that, I am going to ask Stephanie Steed, who is just up here, to come help me. Clearly we're vamping a little bit, but Stephanie's going to come help present an award to our really good friend, Representative Lindsay Sabadosa.
Look at us being as nimble as human service workers are, right? So let's see where we are. Okay, together, right, the Caring Force is making a significant difference, and we're so fortunate to be able to do that alongside our legislators, many of whom were introduced by Bill, who believe in our mission. And it is my distinct pleasure to present our Caring Force Bear Award to someone who embodies that spirit, Representative Lindsay Sabadosa. She serves the 1st Hampshire District. So let's give her a round of applause. Representative Sabadosa is a longtime champion of equitable health care, reproductive justice, and accessible transportation. She has consistently worked to advance policy that improve access to care and ensure justice for all. Her commitment is particularly important as many human service workers face challenges similar to those experienced by the individuals we serve. As a steadfast advocate for the human service sector, she's worked diligently to expand access to behavioral health services as a critical resource for those seeking support, including us, the workers who often need encouragement to do the daily and hard work that we do. Representative Sabadosa invests in programs that support children, seniors, individuals with disabilities, and families. She's a true champion for building strong communities and pushes for policies that ensure residents have the support they need to thrive. I'm thrilled to present her with her very own QT bear. Come on, get it, Representative Sabadosa.
Thank you. Do you need me to say anything, or do you just need me to walk on my stage? All right. Thank you. Well, so I have to start by saying today was the first time in history I've been confused for the Senate president, and I'm so honored, and I hope that that will carry through in budget debates as well. Truthfully, I am so incredibly touched to receive this adorable, caring bear. So thank you so much for the honor and for all of the kind words. We are in a very tough moment right now, and I see people nodding, so I think you hear it, you maybe feel it. We're in a world that I didn't think we were going to be in. And I was coming in today listening to the radio, and the radio was talking about how it was the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And there was so much joy in the announcements and recognition that was a historic moment and something that people were never going to forget. And there was just so much hope for the future and for potential and for maybe a world that could be more just and fair and equitable. And I don't know, I left listening to that program thinking, we maybe don't have news from today that feels that same way, that we're, this moment, this May 8th is now a historic moment that we will remember forever. But I hope that maybe you sitting here in the State House today and listening to me talk to you with an adorable bear will actually be a historic moment where we will, instead of feeling the hardness and the pain that self-imposed financial difficulties are causing, that we will all recommit and be a little bit more hopeful, because we can do this. We can, as a state. We are a rich state. I'm repeating myself, we are a wealthy state. We are a state that can do things. And we can only do it if every single person is engaged in the ways that they were 80 years ago, where the president got on the radio and said, we need to focus on the work. Like, let's celebrate, but let's also focus on the work. So I'm grateful to be here with you, and I'm grateful that you guys do that work every single day to try to make the world a little bit more equitable and fair. And I hope that today we can all recommit to just doing that little bit more that we can together, because the world needs us. Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much, Representative Sabadosa. Really appreciate that. Let's try this again, right? I'm going to introduce you to someone who's been a longtime champion for human services, and that's our friend, the Senate President, Karen Spilka. Yeah, give it up. The Caring Force Rally has certainly evolved since our first one in 2012, but one of the constants has been the support of the Senate President. If you don't believe me, she's going to come up here and show you her bear, and you can see how well loved that bear has been, because she was among the first recipients of the Caring Bear Award in 2012. Thank you, Senate President. She included $207 million more in the Chapter 257 reserve. And the Senate put language in its budget again to do the pay study that we've asked for in our livable wage bill. So please, please, please join me in thanking someone who's been a long-time true champion for human services and all of you, Senate President Karen Spilka.
Good day. I would say good morning or good afternoon. The day has been so longer already. Honestly, I'm not certain which one it is, the morning or the afternoon. But I do know, as mentioned, I have my Care Bear. Little worn with a lot of wear, but he holds a special spot in my heart, and he's visible in my office, so I see him, or her, actually, every day, and gets a lot of love. So I want to thank you for asking me to join with you today. I want to thank Bill and Shahir, the council members, Lisa Simonetti, and all of the caring force. All of you, give yourselves a round of applause. For those that have been here year after year and active in the caring force, to those of you, how many is the first time in the State House? Raise your hands. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining and being here. It's really important that you lend your voices to the issues and matters that are so near and dear to your hearts and all of our hearts. So thank you. It gives me joy, I have to say, to see all of these yellow shirts. As long as I see these shirts, to me, summer's on its way. Power is here in the State House, and your voice is loud, and that means a lot. I want to mention that the caring force and your issues are personal for me. Many of you know my family history, not all. I was a legal guardian of my sister for many, many years who had Down syndrome. She was one of the inspirations for me to run for the legislature to begin with years ago, to help improve programs, services, and the independence and the life of people with all varying abilities, for us to do as much as we can to support the opportunities available for people with varying abilities. So it's really important to me. Unfortunately, my sister passed away in 2017, but I have to say, on days that are tough and frustrating, and the job of a legislator can be tough and frustrating, on days that I wonder, why am I doing this? Why? I think of my sister Susie. And to date, Susie still helps ground me to know this is why I do what I do, to continue to improve the lives of people and make sure that they have the most opportunities and the most possibilities for them to be self-sufficient, productive, and live their lives in the way that their families want to. Like all of us in the Commonwealth, we join in wanting that. So this is why it is so important for you to be here, to lend your voices, and I thank you for doing that. You know, last week the Senate released its supplemental budget. We're debating it today. We're releasing the regular budget, and I can tell you that your issues will remain near and dear to the Senate's heart. They will continue to be a priority for the Senate. But it does help you being here. Make sure you visit your senator's office, your representative's office, and talk to them about your issues, your needs, and why it's so important we continue to support the programs and services that are important. But I do just want to say, as you know, these are dark times right now. Things are not the normal times. They're not the same as usual in the State House and clearly across our country. So no state, not even one as strong and as resilient as Massachusetts, can possibly fill the potential budget cuts that might be looming. We don't know because, as you know, they change every hour almost. But the budget cuts could be massive. And that could negatively impact our programs, our services in all areas. So if the federal government pulls back its support, it will put serious pressure on families' budgets, communities' budgets, and the state budgets as well. So it's really important that we continue to work together and we advocate fiercely, and I say that word very fierce, really, because it is that important. We have to plan wisely and protect the progress that we have made. We can't go back. And so as mentioned, we have a funding increase for the Chapter 257 rates for providers to get reimbursements that you deserve. And we continue to support inclusive, concurrent higher education and all of the things that are important. Free community college to help build a workforce in this area as well. But again, we need to continue to hear from all of you. We need to see you, meet with you, hear from you. So please continue your advocacy. Our communities need you. And so in the long run, I thank you so much. Use your voices. We need to continue to stand up for the Massachusetts way, to stand up for the state that we love. So thank you so much, and it's great to see you all today. Enjoy the State House. It's your house. Make sure you get a chance to see it and explore. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you for coming today.
Another hand for our Senate President, Karen Spilka. Thank you, Senate President. We're going to keep with our Senate theme. And before we honor a senator with our Caring Bear Award, just want to also recognize Senator Eldridge in the room. Senator, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. It's now my great honor to introduce someone who's a bold leader, a tireless advocate, and a compassionate champion for our communities, Senator Liz Miranda. Senator Miranda's commitment to her constituents is remarkable. We asked our council members about Senator Miranda, and we have just a few brief stories to share. One from Action for Boston Community Development, ABCD, sent a story and said when the senator visited the Parker Hill Fenway Head Start site, she was reading Chicka Chicka Boom Boom to a room full of young learners. And I know this dad, Jawaan, here knows what I'm talking about with Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Senator Miranda is also a fierce advocate for educational equity in the Commonwealth. She leads the advocacy for the state budget line item for Metco, ensuring 3,100 Boston students have access to critical educational and transportation resources. She stands with Boston families no matter their educational path. She makes sure all voices are heard. From juvenile justice reform to Black Latino economic development, and from early childhood education to statewide equity, Senator Miranda leads with courage, empathy, and a deep desire to help her community. Please join me in recognizing a true champion and the recipient of this year's Senate Caring Bear Award, Senator Liz Miranda.
Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited to be with all of you, and I just want to give a shout out to my Senate President and also my good friend, my classmate in the House, Lindsay Sabadosa. It's just an honor to receive this with you. A little known fact, both me and Lindsay went to Wellesley and we both graduated in the same class, and we've been able to serve in this building at the same time. So go women's colleges, right? I won't be long, but I just think it's super important to share a couple of things why I've committed myself to supporting the people in this room. One, I'm one of 11 children. When I was growing up in Roxbury, where I currently live today, my father and my brothers were incarcerated, and my mom was a cook. And my mom is still a cook in Boston hotels today. And in one generation, her generosity, her ability to sacrifice led me to go to really good schools and then become a state senator in the same family. And I know that it was because of the help that we got from ABCD. It was the help that we got from Catholic Charities. I lived at St. Margaret's when I was first born, and the help that I got there at St. Mary's now. And so all of those organizations helped my mom, helped take care of me, and I've made sure to repay every penny and every sort of accolade back to those people. Human service workers do not get paid what they deserve to get paid, okay? I know because I have a best friend who's working 2 jobs because she's a human service worker to take care of her own family. And if you live in the city of Boston, how many of you guys are in the city of Boston? Just raise your hand. The rent's too damn high, okay? Transportation be messing up every day. Child care is the most expensive in the country. And so to do the work that you do, I know you do it out of love. You do it out of love. You do it out of supporting people that need a little bit extra help. And so I want to thank you, and I want to encourage you to make sure that elected officials in this building know that whether you live in Wellesley, whether you live in Roxbury, whether you live in Pittsfield or P-Town, you deserve dignity, you deserve love, and you deserve the support that you deserve in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So thank you again, and I'll make sure to continue being a good champion for the caring force.
All right, moving right along. Just some other folks to thank in the room. Rep. Sangiolo is here, aide from Senator Brownsberger's office, folks from Leader Peisch's office, Leader O'Day's office. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate it. Right now, I'm supposed to give you your marching orders to go to your legislators' offices, and I'm going to do that in 1 second. But she's going to yell at me again, so I'm going to find Lydia Todd, who is over. Lydia, come on. Lydia, please. Come on up. And Stephanie's going to join me up here, too. If you've been to a Caring Force rally in the last 5 or so years, and probably before that, you know Lydia Todd. Lydia was one of the longtime chairs of the Caring Force Committee. Lydia really built this rally into what you see today, the scope of this rally and how many people are in this room. She's one of the most committed, fierce advocates that exists in this sector. Whether she's advocating for programs at NFI Massachusetts, the organization she runs, or chairing the Caring Force Committee, which she did for 5 years, we just appreciate everything that Lydia has done for everyone in this room and especially for the Caring Force. So we don't often send QT home outside of the Gold Dome, but if we're going to break the rules, we're going to do it for Lydia. So we wanted to present Lydia with one of our Caring Force bears because we're so appreciative for all her efforts. So. Stay right there. Thanks again, Lydia. So it's been an incredible morning. Stephanie, a round of applause for Stephanie for emceeing the event, please. Thanks so much, Stephanie. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our council staff. You've seen them around. They're wearing red T-shirts, and it's really warm in here, so they're probably sweating. So please give them kudos. I know I am. It's Molly Andes, Caroline Bacor, Amanda DeLea-Reum, Tracy Jordan, Nina Lamar, Maureen Lynch, Pam Scheidel, Ann Schuler. Of course, a special thanks to Caroline O'Neill and Isabella Lee. Caroline is right here. Caroline is a longtime project manager. I'm sure Isabella is probably taking pictures and somewhere running everything behind the scenes, so please give them a round of applause. And our incredible speakers. How about our speakers today, everybody? Incredible stories. Thank you all for sharing with us. It's not easy to come up here in the Gold Dome and share your story, but we appreciate you all doing it because it demonstrates why this is so important. And each of you out there, whether you spoke today from this podium or you're sitting in the audience about to go speak with your legislators, it's really about finding that why. It's different for everyone, but find your why you do the work, why the sector is so important to you, and why more funding would really make a huge difference for human service workers and folks who receive services. Find that why and go tell your legislators. This place is the people's house. You heard the Senate President say it, and I'll say it again. You come here and you get to tell your story to legislators. They're here to represent you, and you need to make your voice heard. So we hope you'll go and you'll ask them for more funding for student loan repayment so we're not in debt $90,000, but human service workers can earn a livable wage and can afford to make it in Massachusetts. When you leave this room, if you haven't already, you're going to go out and you're going to see council staff. Again, they're sweating in these red long-sleeve T-shirts. You're going to ask them for 2 forms. You need 2. You need one for your senator and one for a representative. And you're going to write your name on there, and you're going to write your email, and you're going to say, please follow up with me and tell me if you will co-sponsor our bills on student loan repayment and our bills on a livable wage for human service workers. And you're going to ask them not just for their support, but to sign on as a co-sponsor to those bills. We're hearing one of those bills on Tuesday right back in this building on loan repayment. So this is the perfect time to be in the State House. We're very excited for that bill. It got $16.5 million in student loan repayment funding last year. We hope it does even more this year to help more human service workers pay back their student loans. So please take 2 of their forms and ask us in the red T-shirts who your legislator is and where they're located. We will help you find their office, and we will help you go advocate today for human services. You've already done the hardest part. Showing up is the hardest part. The Caring Force definitely showed up and showed out today, and now we're very excited to help you find your legislators. So without further ado, on behalf of the Council and the Caring Force Committee, thank you, and let's go rally today. Let's go advocate. Thanks so much.